Recording. We are recording.
All right.
And so, after doing a little bit more of the Guardian playthrough, do you create the same character every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Every game has a personal character. For KOTOR, it's Renge. For KOTOR 2, it's Shara. For Saints Row, it's Marcella. And for Dragon Age, it's many characters, but mostly Teresa.
Okay, you got your conversation with Karth, didn't you?
Nope. You know what? I should probably get on that soon, but...
Oh, crud, I completely forgot about this.
Yep.
Go talk to Zelka if you need something.
I don't like your voice.
I think they actually have a quest for you, don't they?
Yep.
I see from your appearance that you are an off-worlder. Still, you are welcome here. I'll not have it said that Zelka Foreign refused to help someone.
I love Zelka. He's so nice. One time I tried playing Darkside, tried to charge him money for his secrets, and I hadn't saved before then. I had to reload the entire game.
Oh, wow.
I felt so guilty about charging him money.
Because you were trying to play Darkside.
Many generations.
The one and only time I tried playing Darkside in this game.
Monsters that live in the Undercity.
You had to guilt quit.
Yes.
Prolonged exposure to
That's generally how it goes when I try playing evil in a game.
Will eventually mutate into rat ghouls themselves, becoming mindless beasts that feed on the flesh of others.
Oh dear.
There is no antidote for the disease, though I heard the Republic scientists at the military base here on Taris were close to perfecting a cure. Then the Sith arrived. They overran the military base, and now they refuse to allow anyone access to the laboratories inside.
Oh dear.
The Sith are keeping all the serum for the patrols they send into the Undercity.
I get
If I
it.
could just get my hands on a sample of that serum, the rat ghoul disease could be wiped from the face of Taris forever. I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see how anyone could get their hands on that serum. The military base is crawling with Sith guards. Breaking in there would be a suicide mission.
I'm very good at
The
those.
Sith patrols in the Undercity might have a sample of the serum on them, if they hadn't already used it because of a rat ghoul infection. But I doubt a patrol would just hand the serum over, and nobody is stupid enough to attack one of the Sith patrols, even in the Undercity. Please, don't say that. If the Sith hear you, they might think I'm suggesting you start attacking their patrols. They could shut me down. I only mentioned the serum because you asked. I don't actually expect anyone to get me the serum. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? I am quite busy maintaining the facility, but I suppose I could spare a bit of time to answer some questions. What would you like to know?
It was a pretty okay day.
I know enough to be scared of them. I've heard about the brutality of the Sith. I know what they do to the planets they conquer. So far, all they've done is ask me some general questions, but I'm afraid they might one day decide to shut this facility down simply out of evil spite. I guess
Knowing Malik, that might happen. If I was in charge,
the
though.
Republic finds a way to stop their conquest of the entire galaxy. I am quite busy.
What did you do?
I don't know much, but I'll tell you what I can. Do you want to know about Upper Terrace?
Upper Terrace.
The people here in the Upper City generally like to think they're better than the rest of Taris, but we're no better than anyone else. The people
Yay!
are selfish, greedy, arrogant, even prejudiced. That's why aliens need special permission to leave the Lower City. Maybe if more people in the Upper City weren't so self-centered, things wouldn't be so bad in the Lower City and the Undercity. The Lower City has been overrun by swoop gangs and thugs.
Hey Rachel, what
If you're going
songs
to
have you
travel
got
down
there?
You better go on. If you don't get attacked by one of the swoop gangs, you'll probably end up beaten and robbed by one of Davik's thugs.
Okay.
Soon it will be as bad as the Undercity.
You're in the headlights. Angels. Honey and the Bee.
Davik
Ooh.
is the resident crime lord of Taris. He deals in stolen goods, he trades in slaves and contraband, and it would take a month to list all the people he's made disappear. His slimy grasp even reaches here into Upper Terrace. Most of the shops pay him protection money, so he'll leave them alone. The man is nothing but a thug. I guess I'm lucky. Since my medical facility doesn't make any profits, Davik doesn't bother me. But if you ask me, he's no better than the Sith. The Undercity is a wasteland crawling with flesh-eating mutants called rat ghouls. I feel sorry for the outcasts that are forced to live there.
Outcasts.
Justice here on Taris is swift and harsh. There are only two punishments: execution or banishment to the Undercity.
Oh,
Anyone
dear.
banished can never return on pain of death. Even their descendants are forced to live in the depths beneath our great cities. Whenever I can, I send supplies to the Undercity to help ease the misery
What did he
of their
do?
lives. Although there is nothing I can do to help those infected with the rat
Charlie,
disease.
jerk. Leave Izzy alone.
I am quite busy maintaining
Now then.
Republic escape pods. No, why would you ask me that? I don't know. Those pods crashed in the Undercity. I'm not involved in any way.
You're a terrible liar.
I'm not defensive. I just don't like being accused of knowing something about those Republic pods. This is as bad as an interrogation by the Sith. Well, you don't look like
Success.
you're a Sith.
What'd you do?
I guess
Successfully
I can tell you
persuaded
my
someone,
secret.
which you cannot manage
Or
to
rather, I
do.
can show you.
You know, I had, in the test playthrough I did, I had a persuade of like 4 or
Since the
5.
space battle
Yeah.
overhead, people have been
And I
secretly
don't
bringing in
know
these
what-
Republic
what
soldiers
is
who
it?
crash landed on the planet.
Rubber band
I had
ball.
to take
know
them.
how to start.
What choice did I
I'll start
have?
at 140.
Their
Okay,
injuries are
thank you.
terrible. Most won't survive. But at least
And
I
I
finished the
was,
last days
you know,
of the
getting
conflict.
every persuade,
Just
and
here,
I
hidden
don't,
away from the
at
Sith.
this point,
Well, for that, you
know
have
what
my
I did
thanks.
differently.
It's
in
good to know
building
at least
the
some of
character.
these men ended up in compassionate hands.
I hate
Maybe
to
I just
imagine
haven't
what the
put
Sith
enough
would do if
points
they
in
discovered
persuade
these
yet.
soldiers here. But since their initial questioning, the Sith have not returned.
Because
So
I wanted
my fears
a
are
high
unfounded.
wisdom guardian.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
I'm afraid there's nothing more anyone can do for these soldiers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I
Right.
should return to the front in case anyone comes in needing medical attention.
Yay! Light side points. Oh, you're standing in a different place, Gurney.
You there. Wait a minute. I need to talk to you about the rat ghoul serum.
Oh no.
I've got an offer for you might want to hear.
You know what? Fine.
Zelka isn't the only one who wants to get his hands on the rat ghoul serum. Davik Kang will pay you 10 times what Zelka can if you can get the cure.
I hate Davik.
Davik's interested in anything that can turn a profit. He could make a fortune selling the serum to anyone infected with the disease. Not like Zelka, who'll practically give it away. Look, Zelka can't afford to pay me much. If you sell the serum to Davik, I can probably get a nice finder's fee for directing you to him. I'll just deny it. Who's Zelka gonna believe? Me or some off-world stranger?
Probably me at this point, but you
You'll get
know.
a better deal selling to Davik.
Let's see.
Helping
In other
people
words,
is
they
all
set
well
up
and
a
good,
completely
but you have to
arbitrary
help
moral
yourself
choice
first,
for you.
right?
They rope you into
I'm
having
telling
what
you,
want to do.
Davik will pay big
Yep.
credits for the cure. More than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the rich could afford the cure. Just
He's
let the
being a
poor
murder
suffer.
ballless.
If you find the rat ghoul serum, just take it to Zax in the lower city bounty office. He works for Davik. He'll pay you what that cure is really worth.
Okay, well, first of all, Gurney, you're a jerk and I don't like you. So, bye. Second of all, I'm going to tell Zelka.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell Zelka on you. You know what? What's wrong with having a conversation out in the open?
Yes, what's on your mind? Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought the
Easy.
Mandalorian Wars before all this started.
And what
With
is
all I've
that?
never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop it. It shouldn't be my fault. I did everything I could. I followed my orders and did my duty. That shouldn't mean I failed them. I didn't.
Huh.
Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense, am I? You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. I'm more used to taking action. keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
You know what? Fine. I think I will. I have now had the conversation with Karth, the first of many. And now we go here.
Hello there. I haven't seen you in my shop before. Allow me to introduce
I want another
myself.
Pizzelle.
My name is Kebla Yurt. Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. You looking to buy some supplies? My shop's the largest one in all of Upper Taris. Best selection on the planet. Whatever you need, I've got. Well, mostly.
Mostly? What do you mean by that?
The Sith confiscated all my heavy weapons, and they impounded all my ships and swoop bikes. But I've still got a real nice selection, if you're interested.
Alright.
Just so you know, the prices on the items are final. No bargaining here. This isn't a swap meet, okay? I only deal in top-notch stuff.
That's fair. Infinite med pack, security spikes, combat suit. 2 through 12, 3 through 13, attack modifier +1. Nothing, critical threat. Same. Buy that. Don't bother with that. Go ahead and buy it. Nope. Nope. I forgot. Nope.
What happened?
I pressed the wrong buttons.
Oh.
+1, -1. Okay. And if I go back to longsword and prototype vibroblade. Yeah. The ritual brand's better. Okay. What? Gnats?
Yes.
You were hoping that the fan would help, weren't you?
It did last night. And it's not now.
I'm sorry.
Looks like somebody might have bumped it.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Now I am very powerful. Fear me. Emperor City Cantina. Tastes good?
Mm-hmm.
I want some beef jerky. That would taste good.
I know, I don't like the texture of nori. It's a lot like eating vaguely chewy paper.
Well, that's fun.
But it's good flavor.
Alright, we move that there. Ow, that hurt. Okay.
Don't you just love watching the Kazakh players? All that strategy, all those credits. It's enough to make a girl get all flushed.
Not really. Don't like you. You know what, fine, let's pick up
Hello
Kazakh.
there, youngster. You interested in buying the Kazakh deck of an old man looking to get out of the gambling game? Just 50 credits and I'll sell you all my cards. I'll even throw in a free lesson to boot. It's a great deal, if you can afford it. My name's Garuk. I used to be a card shark, one of the best Kazakh players in the Outer Rim. But that was before I retired from the gambling life. Don't get me wrong, the game's been good to me over the years. I've traveled the span of the galaxy, from the core worlds to the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim. I've won countless fortunes, and lost countless more. But that was long ago, and things have changed. Gambling is a young man's game. That's why I'm looking to get out. My offer still stands. 50 credits gets you my old Kazakh deck and a free lesson. Great offer if you can afford it.
Alright, sure.
Glad to see you're interested in the grand old game. The rules are pretty simple. Here, I'll load them up into your data pads so you can check them out anytime you want. Good luck. I hope the game...
Kazakh lesson. Yep, continue. Y add card. Alright. Alright, now let's play. 4314, continue, 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 continue. I know the dang rules. End of turn. 9, 9, 14, 12. Huh. I win the set. Oh, way over. Ah, well.
Yep, and you won't get negatives for a little while.
Correct. Nothing I can do.
You could stand on 18 and force him to have to go over.
This is
Remember?
true.
Now the computer gets 19s and 20s a lot.
Yeah. End tutorial.
Yeah, and apparently you don't get anything for beating the tutorial. I thought you did.
Sorry, but I'm not here looking for conversation. I just came to get a drink, listen to some music, and try to relax before my next shift at the military base. I don't wear my uniform.
You know what makes me sad?
It's not allowed.
That I can't flirt with ladies in this game. I can do that in Dragon Age, but not here.
Don't like us fraternizing with the locals, I guess. But it gets pretty stale hanging around the base all the time. Besides, the Sith don't own me. Being a soldier in their fleet is just a job, you know. A job with long hours and low pay, my dad. When I signed up, I was promised adventure and excitement in exotic locales. Instead, I end up stationed at a military base on some backwater planet on the fringes of the galaxy. If I could just find some
Yeah, this place is
other way
pretty
to earn
terrible,
some
isn't it?
credits, I could give this lousy job up. Retire my uniform, so to speak. The senior officers don't really like it when we start answering questions, you know? They don't want us fraternizing with the locals. Just another perk of the job. No offense, but I probably shouldn't be talking to you anymore. I'm just going to say something that might get me in trouble.
Nope. Nothing good.
Well, hello there.
No.
I can see from your exotic appearance that you are not from Taris originally.
I
Allow
don't
me to
like
introduce
you.
myself. My name is Jurgen. What do you think about local music? The band is quite good, wouldn't you agree? They're on the verge of intergalactic stardom, you know. Obviously, you have an ear for music. Mark my word, they'll be famous soon enough. They were about to go on tour before this Sith quarantine stranded them here. Would you like to meet the band after the show? Maybe have a brief brush with fame before they become intergalactic superstars? I can arrange it, you know. I have a standing arrangement with one of the Rhodian bodyguards backstage. For the small sum of 20 credits, he'll let me set up a meeting with you and the band.
No.
That's too bad. They really are charming fellows. Very well then.
I can't remember if there's any point to that.
If you change your mind,
You meet
come
someone
speak
if
with
you
me again.
accept it. Another fellow scammy, but that's pretty much it.
I could have sworn there was something more to it than that.
Nope.
Hi there.
Hello there.
Haven't seen you around before. Of course, they don't give us Sith officers from the military base much time off. I'm off duty right now, so I'm not in uniform. My name is Genda, Junior Officer First Class with the Sith Occupation Force. I'm actually a little surprised you're talking to me at all. Most of the people here on Taris can't stand us Sith. It can make us a pretty lonely job. That's true. But people don't appreciate what we've
Another
done.
persuade success.
We could have slapped a curfew on this whole planet, but we didn't. You know, it's like everyone on this backwater planet is in a permanent bad mood.
Well, you know, if you were trapped here, wouldn't you be too?
Exactly. It's all about attitude. I didn't ask to be assigned to this backwater planet, but I try to make the best of it. It's pretty easy to get depressed on an assignment like this, but we do what we can to keep our spirits up. That's true. It's nice to meet someone who understands what I'm going through. It's good to talk about this stuff. It gets pretty lonely at the military base. I have to get going soon. I've got a shift at the military base. But some of us junior Sith officers are having a party later to blow off some steam. I'd really like to see you again. Why don't you drop by the party? I'll show you where it is on your map. Don't be late. We're starting right after our shifts end. Most of us won't even be going back to the base to lock up our uniforms. I look forward to seeing you there.
Boom.
Now the thing is, you have to get to the party to proceed onward.
Actually, no. In the northern apartments, there's someone being interrogated by the Sith. When you kill the Sith, you get their uniforms.
Oh.
Of course, the guy only shows up if you don't get invited to the party.
Oh, okay.
Where did you get those clothes? A trash compactor in the lower city? And where are those drinks we ordered?
Actually, I picked it off a dead Sith.
Careful what you say. I get the feeling this spoiled brat could cause us more trouble than she's worth.
Why is the help here so incompetent? One word from Daddy and I could get you fired.
Does the staff usually carry weapons?
That's better. Now, hurry up with our order.
And here are your drinks, Miss Lavin. I apologize for the delay.
It is time.
I can't believe we couldn't get arena tickets for this match. Now we'll have to watch the duel on the view screen.
Blah, blah.
It's Duncan and Gurlon fighting. It's not like we're gonna miss anything good.
Yeah.
They're about to start, so quit complaining and just watch the view screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to the dueling ring. Here, two combatants will battle for your viewing and gambling enjoyment. Now, I hope all your bets are down because we're ready to roll. In this corner, I give you Gurlon Two Finger. And over here, looking to climb the ranks yet again, is the ever-persistent
That's cool.
Duncan.
He is persistent. Oh, you loser. Oh.
And to nobody's great surprise, Deadeye is down again. Don't worry, folks. He's just unconscious. As usual. Our medics will have him up and about in a bit. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? So I give you the winner, Gurlon Two Finger.